Hello everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this informational video for your challenge number. My name is JOCELYN, and again, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, thank you guys so much for all your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It is greatly appreciated. So, your challenge number. Let me start off by saying the word challenge is not a bad thing. This is just something that means that you will have to overcome something, okay, that you're going to be faced with. Is to overcome any type of fears, doubts, obstacles within your life. God or the universe will set you up with some type of test so that you can overcome it. So it's not meant to be a hard thing. Life is meant to be easy. So the word challenge, once you can embrace that word and once you can accept what it really means and the true meaning of the word, then you can become highly successful. It's only hard if you are rejecting that word. If you are saying, oh, challenge means, oh, I'm a fail. If you say that, then you're going to fail. Okay. So I just wanted to start off by saying that because I know when people see that word, they get intimidated, they get fearful. And that is what a challenge is for, so that you can overcome those fear-based thoughts. Okay. So this is the only number in your numerology chart that uses subtraction to calculate your number. Okay. So you only use subtraction in challenge numbers. And just like your pinnacle cycle number, it is broken up between 4 different periods. The only difference is with your challenge numbers, it's an approximate. It doesn't have any like specific time frames that you will go through these particular lessons, okay? Let me not even say challenges, lessons. So during this particular period, the third challenge is the main overall energy, okay? So let me start off by just saying that. So that is the energy that is going to be felt through the duration of your entire life. Now, your first challenge is approximately, well, it is from birth, but it's approximately will end until maybe about 30 to 35 years of age. And this number is the difference between your birth month and your birth date. So, for example, if your birthday is May 1st, you would subtract 5 minus 1, which gives you a 4, and that will be your first challenge, is a 4. Now, challenge number 2 is roughly, like I said, from like 30 to 35 years of age to about 55 to 60 years of age. So it'll be a roughly around that time. And that is the difference between only your birthday and your year. So with my example, May 1st, let's say May 1st, 1990. You will add up you would subtract 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 0, and that will give you that challenge number. So your third challenge, again, is the main challenge, is the one that you will be feeling throughout your lifetime. So that is the difference between your first challenge and your second challenge. So it'll be the difference. So let's say your first challenge is a 4, your second challenge is a 2. 4 minus 2 equals 2. So your third challenge of a 2 is going to be felt out throughout your life. Okay. You may have like different tests here or there to learn those particular lessons so that you can remember. Okay. This is what you're going to have to go throughout. Okay. Also, the fourth challenge, last but not least, the fourth challenge is going to be felt from maybe about that 55, 60 years of age through your departure, through your transition. So it's going to be felt the remainder of your life, the latter years. And that is going to be the difference between your birth month and your birth year. Only the month, only the year. So in my example, May 1st, it will be 5 minus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 0. Okay, so you will add the year, but you will subtract that month. Okay, let me get that clear. And then it's no negative numbers. So you'll just subtract it. So whatever the bigger number is, that's the number that you subtract. Okay, so let's say your birthday is like May 9th. Instead of you saying 5 minus 9, it gives you a negative 4. No, you will say 9 minus 5 is a 4. Okay, so it's no negative integers in that. Also, if you do have a challenge number of a 0, that is very common. So don't be alarmed by that. There is a such thing as 0. And there are only 9 numbers in this particular lesson. So there's no master number. So even if you do add up to an 11, you don't have a master number 11. It'll just be a 2. So it'll be, the numbers are represented 0 through 8, okay? 9 is a challenge number, but 9 is also has the representation or the energy as a 0. So if you have a 9, you'll just look at what 0 means, okay? And then that'll be the numbers. And the only reason why that is because 9 and 0 have like the same representation. They have the same characteristics. So with that being said, let's move on to your challenge number. If you have a challenge number 1 in any pinnacle, this means that you must learn to advocate for yourself. You learn how to be very independent during this particular period, and you will be a force to be reckoned with once you do stand up for yourself in the many situations that you are faced with. So you may have been bullied a lot. I see that this is like the underdog energy, because especially when you have a challenge number in it, you're meant to learn how to be there for yourself. So certain people with this particular challenge number in any pinnacle, you may be felt like people are always attacking you. You may have felt like people speak for you. And this is the particular pinnacle that you're going to be challenged with. Okay, you're allowing people to really tell you what to do. You're allowing people to run over you. So now in this particular pinnacle, you are meant to stand up for yourself. No matter how old you are or what cycle you're in, you might have the tendency to be faced with bullies and not give into others' demands. So you may be a life path number 2 as well. I get that feeling. Or you may be a life path number 6. This is very common for those particular numbers. But like I said, you tend to just attract in a lot of people who think that you're a pushover. So in this particular pinnacle, like I said, you are meant to really be there for yourself. You are meant to see how strong you are, how independent you are. You are meant to see that you actually have a voice. So you are being faced with those particular challenges in your life because you were meant to learn that. So instead of you saying, oh, I was always bullied, or I'm being bullied at work and no one ever likes me, no one ever listens to me, it's because you are faced with that so you can learn how to move through it. Learn to trust your own judgment as well and your own willpower during this particular period. So sometimes you may have issues of trusting your intuition to where you try to give people the benefit of the doubt when people are actually showing you who they are. So you stay just because you see a lot of potential in these people. So learn to trust your own judgment. If your judgment is telling you, okay, this is not who you're really supposed to be around, learn to trust that instead of you constantly being there for that person or for these people and allowing them to push you down, allowing them to treat you any type of way. So definitely learn to trust your own judgment when it comes to people. Now, when it comes to things that you are meant to do, when it comes to following your path, following your purpose, things of that nature, you have to understand that no one has control over your life but you. Sometimes you can tend to, if your parents, for example, want you to be a doctor, that's the only reason why you go into medical school because your parents are telling you what to do. Or if you grew up in like a household with a lot of preachers or a lot of pastors, you may feel that you need to do that as well because people are saying that that's your path. So you have to understand that your path is your path. Now, if you want to do those things, if you want to follow that legacy, that's fine. If you feel called to do those things, that's fine. But if you feel a deep knowing inside that I don't think I'm supposed to do this, I think I'm supposed to be the anomaly, then be that person. And sometimes you will be faced with a lot of people in your life that will tell you, no, that's wrong. You can't do those things. You have to do it this way. And you have to learn how to trust your own judgment, advocate for yourself, and stand on your own. Also, you may feel like you want to do something new and innovative, but there is not a lot of support around you in these situations. So that's what I was just saying. You gotta kind of have to like stand on your own. Like even if you don't have that support, you were meant to learn this during this particular pinnacle because you have to learn how to trust into yourself. One is represented by that yang energy as well, or the male principle energy, which stands for the light, creativity, and originality that you have within you. So do not be afraid to express yourself either. That male masculine energy is very strong, very upfront. you don't really want to mess with that yang energy once it gets started. So you are meant to embrace this particular principle, this male principle in your life at this particular pinnacle, because you're meant to, like I said, stand up for yourself. You are meant to be that rock, that solid, that supporter, that protector. That's what the male energy stands for. So in this particular pinnacle, make sure that you do put yourself out there. You do advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself, just like that emperor energy would do. Also, express your true self as well. Don't allow society, TV, or media have an effect on what it is you do. Sometimes we could be programmed very, very easily and not even really realize that we are. So you have to understand that sometimes you do have to take a step back from like TV, commercials, social media, what society is telling you to do, so that you can channel into your own self and say, okay, what am I supposed to do? That is going to be your question. Your main question in this particular pinnacle with this challenge number 1 is to, what am I supposed to be doing? How do I feel about these situations? What are my beliefs? And once you can answer those things for yourself, then you can move on to life. If you don't know the answer to that question right now, that is a beautiful thing as well, because you will know that you are on a path of self-discovery.